My name is Kat Rohn. I use they and she pronouns, and I serve as Executive Director for OutFront Minnesota, our state's largest LGBTQ advocacy organization, which has been serving Minnesota since 1987. I'm sorry that I can't be with you all today. I am in travel to a conference, but I want to thank my partners at Violence Free Minnesota for inviting me to share this video and to speak about our community. Our organization runs an anti-violence program which serves LGBTQ victims and survivors of discrimination and violence, including those who have experienced intimate partner violence, and we advocate along with our partners for an end to violence here in the state and for wholeness and safety and well-being for all of our LGBTQ communities. Today, I want to take a moment to remember Daniel Joseph Aldridge and Savannah Ryan Williams. We lost each of them too soon, and my heart goes out to their families, their friends, and all of those in community who were affected by each of their losses. Unfortunately, violence against LGBTQ communities continues to rise. This is especially true for transgender and gender-expansive individuals, particularly those who are also BIPOC individuals and share those multiple identities. Our communities unfortunately still face situations where lack of supportive family structures, lack of supportive social environments can compound social harms and create additional risk or lack of access to care and services that may help those who are at risk of intimate partner violence. And unfortunately, for many members of our community, access to supportive services remains out of reach. Shelters and service providers, even here in our state where we have strong policies and protections, can sometimes be places of harm and unfortunately still turn away members of the LGBTQ community or serve them in ways that are not helpful or not affirming of their identities. Our state needs to do more to ensure that we have fully inclusive services, culturally competent professionals and providers, and the resources needed to support our community's diverse needs. And each of us, as individuals, whether in professional roles and in our personal lives, has a role to play in speaking out against violence, against homophobia, transphobia, and all of the harm that it causes to our communities. I want to take this time to thank Violence Free Minnesota and all of the partners who are joining this conversation today for their part in that work. Together, Minnesota continues to make progress in these spaces, both advancing important policies that help to support our communities and taking the time to have conversations through training programs, through community work, through public events and conversations like this one to ensure that we have a better understanding of the many diverse communities that are impacted by violence here in this state. I am heartened by the work being done and heartened by the ways in which our communities have come together in the face of tragedy to give one another care, to hold space for those we have lost, and to move our state and this work forward. That gives me hope.